What's happened with the players' fitness and health? I think lots of people worrying about Taylor, for example. How are you with the squad fitness after the internationals?
Yeah, pretty good, I think. I don't think we've had any unexpected surprises or anything like that. So a couple of lads needed a bit of a rest who'd gone to 3 games in a week and hadn't done that for a while, or ever, some of them. So Taylor is in the squad. We will see today whether he's fit enough to start or not. But he's come through that pretty well. I mean, he played on with the injury, so we didn't know about it until after the game. It's just like that's his mindset and that's his mentality. And he's a young guy, so maybe in a year or two's time he maybe comes off when he feels something, because he might have made it a little bit worse, but it's not too bad and it hasn't been too serious. But there will be a couple of people this week we'll have to manage because they've been away on international. We have a 3-game week again, so the people who organise the fixtures make it really easy after an international break. But that is what it is, and I think every manager is a juggling act, and you have to look at the 3 games, but you treat everyone as the most important one, and this is the most important one. We're playing against a good side tomorrow, and we need to put the strongest team out possible, try and keep some consistency if we can in the selection with maybe 1 or 2 changes, and then approach Preston after that, and then worry about obviously Birmingham after that one.
My Saints fan last night on my Thursday night fan club, I asked her who the player of the season was so far. She said Taylor Harwood-Bellis, which quite surprised me, but she said because he's solid and consistent. And what has he brought, and what's that partnership been like, him and Jan Bednarek, for you? What have they why have they complemented each other?
I think he's brought real brilliant mentality. So he played the first 2 or 3 games just not fit at all. So we knew we'd have to get him fit whilst playing games, and I spoke to you about that. We were doing that with a few players: Flynn, him, Ryan Fraser, Camaldine when he's coming back from injury. So it's never ideal, that, but we felt the team needed him at that point because he has real natural leadership ability. Like, his character is for such a young man. I can see why he's the England under-21s captain, why he's been promoted, why he's played well over 100 games already at his age, in a position really where to play at the level he has done, in the position he's in at the age he's at, is really really something, because it's one of the toughest positions to play, where experience counts for so much. So he has come in and given us, he's just reliable, he's really brave with the ball. So he is solid. I completely get that, because he has like a warrior mentality. He wants to fight, he wants to win, he's aggressive. But he's also brought us a lot of composure and calm with the ball as well, and voice. And you spoke to you about that. You know, when Jack went out, it was something we really didn't have a huge amount of. So he's brought a lot of that, and he's just been all in from the start. He was frustrated with his first couple of performances, and we were saying to him, you don't need to be, it's going to come, and we know how good he is, and just wasn't fit yet because he hadn't played a game in pre-season. And he's at a point now where I think he's starting to get into a bit of rhythm, which is nice. We'll have to look at these 3 games because he's on the back of a small injury, so we'll see. But I think him and Yanni are enjoying playing together, and they're learning all the time about each other's game, about what's required. They have a lot of feedback and a lot of conversation. That was a medical sports science department. Yeah. I think we've interrupted their early morning meeting. So Yanni and Taylor have enjoyed, and the rest of the defenders, to be honest, like even the ones who are not involved, we sit in the unit meetings, we'll go through their clips, they'll have feedback, they'll talk to each other. I've really enjoyed watching Yanni grow in the last 4 or 5 games as well, in terms of the way he trains, the way he's played, the amount of courage he's shown with the ball, and the amount of aggression that he's shown without. It's been like a huge difference from the start of the season, and he's been really brilliant for us, and I'm really pleased for both of them. And now it's up to Mason and then Jack, when he gets back fit, to really start putting pressure on them, because we are going to need everyone, and hopefully, there'll be a point where if we need someone else in there, that they can take that opportunity as well.
Did you have a word with Shay Charles about his sending off and the learning?
I haven't seen him yet, so he hasn't been back in. No, yeah. So no. So I kind of try and leave them to it, because I speak to them enough when they're here. So I'll have a good chat with him this morning. But I saw it, but I don't think you can take that out of his game. He's, Shay wants to win. He's aggressive. He tackles. He breaks up play. He's a really important player for Northern Ireland, and he'll be a really important player for us. I know Flynn's played in front of him recently, but when he's come off the bench, he's had really good impact in the games, and we have really good competition in the midfield, like really brilliant competition, and people that can play a couple of positions in there as well. And trying to find the right balance for different games is our job. So it's going to be nice to have everyone back in today and get some work on the training pitch and look forward to a big week.
How much of a lottery is it for managers trying to pick the right team after the internationals when you literally have one day with everyone back?
Yeah, I think you have a team in your mind that you think, when you analyse Hull and the opposition you're playing, you have a team in your mind you think will be the best one. And then you have to go off feeling and how the players are feeling energy-wise when you look at them, their body language coming back, their experience away they've had with their international squad, how that's gone. So all that has to come into it, but hopefully you don't end up too far away from the team you've sort of envisaged for the last couple of weeks playing in your mind that's going to go and step on the pitch at Hull. So we'll have to wait and see.
Before the season starts, you look at more glamorous games like Leeds and Leicester and stuff, and then you actually look at this week and you go, whew, tough week, 2 back-to-back road trips, all 3 teams above you in the table. It's as tough a week as any. Yeah,
definitely. I think I said that September, in terms of the fixtures we had and the size of them and the clubs that all expected to be up there, was really difficult. And then you look at this one again, it's never easy in the Championship. And I think that's what people have to understand and realise is the competitive nature of this league, how many clubs think they can get promoted or will be in the mix. It was about 12 teams until the last day last season, or the penultimate game, that really felt they could get into the playoffs. It'll be the same this year because I think the teams that have shown in the last couple of years, Huddersfield, Luton, Coventry, getting into the playoffs, there's a chance. There's always a chance for someone. So we are playing against a team tomorrow that are playing a really, well, in a style that's good to me, obviously not for everyone, but I think Liam's done a brilliant job. Played against him last year and saw what he was building. They've definitely improved because they've recruited really well. And they're playing a really similar style to us. It'll be a really good game of football. I've enjoyed watching them. He's doing a good job there. They have good players and they're brave and they express themselves. So it'll be an interesting game. And every game this week is going to be different. It's going to be real. We're playing against teams that really differ in style, how they do things. So it'll be an interesting one for us, about us. But it is about us and preparing the players for what we need and being aware of the opposition, but how we can go there and win. And it'll be a physically demanding week. It'll be a challenging week for the supporters as well, with the travel they've got to put in. And we'll be incredibly grateful for that. And hopefully we can turn it into another good week.
Thank you.
Alfie for 10:30.
I saw you at. Sort of similar vein to that, really, but Liam Rizzo's done such a good job at Hull. And when you look at the teams at the start of the season, you said there are so many teams who could easily be up there in the top 6, but given everything that they've done and the progression they've had this year, do you think they'll definitely be one that is up there challenging by the end of the year?
Yeah, I think so. I think they would expect to be somewhere close because of the money they've spent, the continuity in the team they've still got as well, and the players they've added. And I think it's been a change for them. New owner, new style, new manager. It's really starting to bear fruits, if you like, because of the time they've had together. So yes, it'd be an interesting challenge for us, and I think he has done a really good job there, Leanne. And as I said, like we watch and we probably share a lot of similar beliefs on like game model and how the team you like your team to play is still different, obviously, but I've got a lot of respect for that, and we'll go there fully aware. We had a tough game against them at the end of last season, and we'll go there fully aware of what they can bring. But it is, the focus has to be on us and how we can build on the last week that we had. And we should have had 9 points. We end up with 7, so it's a good week in the Championship. But still a bit of frustration there that we didn't get 9 points. And hopefully we can use that to keep driving the energy and keep driving the players on. We have a brilliant opportunity now to really build off that and go on a run. And if you're serious about contending for promotion at some point, you need to put a run together, and now we have to do that.
You spent your Wednesday evening at St Mary's talking to 200 or so fans and sort of running through the game model and taking questions. Did you enjoy that? It went on for three hours, I think it was in the end. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone else did, but no, what I enjoy is like just being there with the supporters, with the staff there, and obviously with Jason and listening to him as well. And I've done it at every club I've been at, so it wasn't like, it's not to try and discuss about, or justify anything, or discuss how good we are and what we're doing and all that stuff. It's to try and build some connection and understanding between each other about what we require from the players, what we're looking for, what they're seeing on the pitch. It's worked really well at our previous clubs we've been at, because genuinely we understand that the supporters are the most important people, and if they're not on board for the journey, or they're seeing something really different they haven't seen before, and some of it can seem really crazy and really risky and different. So it's like to try and help build a bit of understanding for some people, for some people to come and air their views and opinions. It's good for us as well. Feedback, whether it's positive or negative, is always good, and we'll always try and learn from it and try and build on it. We have a lot of people that come in and watch from throughout the game, coaches, ex-managers, managers who are currently out of work, because for us it's good for them to come in and get a feel and give their opinion on things, and we've always used that as a really good feedback tool for us. So I enjoyed seeing so many people there, and enjoyed talking about football, and something I'm really passionate about, because I always enjoy that. I could sit here and talk to you for hours about the way we're going to play and why we do things and why we treat people how we do, and because it's authentic to us. And it was a night that me and Jason discussed a while ago. I didn't name the evening, but that's up to other people to name it and stuff. So it wasn't like trying to teach anyone anything. It was just try and bring people in and build some understanding, build some connection, and hopefully whoever was there took something from it. I mean, the one thing they would have taken from it is that I talk too much. I don't talk that much to the players. We try and keep it a bit shorter. But yeah, I just enjoyed the feeling of it after, and some feedback, positive and negative, which was good. And yeah, hopefully we'll do some more throughout the season, regardless of the situation, regardless of results. Like we spoke about this when we lost 2 or 3 games, and then some people said, "Oh, it's maybe not the right time." And I said, "Well, there's never a right time in football, because it's just chaos. There's game after game, is result after result." So we planned it, we did it, and I'm really grateful that so many people turned up, and hopefully, yeah, they took something from it.
I was speaking to one supporter the other day, he was buzzing that he also using Moroccan hair, or so there's definitely one connection.
His hair looked good, yeah.
There's been a chance, obviously, to re-energise for the 11 or so players that you had left. Maybe it wasn't that many during the international break. One of them, I imagine, Kamaldeen Sulemana, may be disappointed to not be involved in his national team for the first time in a little while, but a real chance for him to get back up to maybe playing 90 minutes for you week in, week out. Yeah,
I think Chris spoke to Kamaldeen, Chris Houghton, and obviously a former manager of mine. We had a chat a while ago, and he just wants to wait until he knows he can rely on Kamaldeen to be fully fit. He'd played 3 games in a week to then go away and do that. So I think actually Chris showed a lot of care for Kamaldeen, actually, and because it'd be really easy and really to be selfish in that situation and call him up, because he knows how talented he is. And Kamaldeen has shown real glimpses, in each game has been really fantastic. We need to get him up to a point now he can really last 90 minutes and impact the game repeatedly, and he's really learning, developing. Like, I think he's such a good character. He's really surprised me as his willingness to learn and interact and be part of the process in his development, and how confident he is in his ability. And when we discuss what we want from him, and sometimes he feels a little bit different at the time, then you show him the clips. It's been really good. I really enjoy working with him, and he's a really top talent. And he's been frustrated, of course, to not go away, but it's been a good chance for him to have a break and go home for a few days. And he's come back in real energy, and he trained brilliantly just before he went away and had a couple of days off. And Yanni be the same. I think Yanni's probably the most disappointed and frustrated one, because he's played so many times for his country, and he started both games in the last camp, and then all of a sudden he's out of the squad. So I'm not the Poland manager, so I don't have a comment on that. But all I can speak about is he's so professional, so committed to playing here and for his country, that he's been really disappointed about that. I don't think he'd have any concern with me telling you that. I think he'd tell you the same. So he's desperate to get back into that, and he's been brilliant for us the last few games, really top, and he needs to continue that performance. And if he does, I'm sure he'll get back into the mix very quickly.
You mentioned it was a bit of a surprise just how attentive and how willing to learn Kamaldeen is. Is that just because he's just so naturally talented and he's worked so hard to this point that perhaps he might have been sort of stuck in his ways, or had unwavering belief before?
Yeah, not a bit of a surprise, because when you speak to people here about last season and about what his skill set is, and like he can be a bit of a maverick on the pitch, and you need a bit of that. Like, he has one of the best attributes he has is with the ball, he's fearless. Like, he feels something and he does it. And I've not worked with a player like that yet, so it's a really brilliant opportunity for me to feel that and work with that and improve myself, and to convince him of a few bits, but to also let him be free. And that's the point with this team, is like they have to play with freedom with the ball, but within a certain structure. So it's getting him to understand why we need him in certain positions at certain points, but then also to allow him at certain times to go and do what he needs to do. And it's really exciting for us as a group of staff, really exciting to have a player like that. And I think we're finding a way to really work together. I think he's enjoying himself. I think I see him smile a lot now, and I didn't see that in the first 4 or 5 weeks, which I understood completely. But he's a really just great energy, and I genuinely believe he can probably go and play anywhere he wants at some point in his career. But it's about nailing down now some really important bits for him that will help him for us, and to get us back to where we want to get to, and for him to prove himself in the Premier League with us over a period of time. And if not, for us to get back there, and then he can move on, and everyone's in a point where they're happy. But for now, he's working really hard, and I don't think all we can ever ask is they give us everything, and he's certainly doing that.
Is there a timescale on Ross Julia? I know I ask every week.
Yeah, so Ross is really close. I said to you wouldn't see him in that block of games, and that was right. So 3-game week, not much training time with the group. Probably won't see him this week, I wouldn't have thought, because he's only joined in like full trip. So he was in a really good place, dipping in and out of training a little bit as a floater and all that. So he's not had any contact time, but he's looked really good in the moments we've had. And then we're left with not many players, and it's different, so we can't use him too much at that point. So with Ross, it's just about being patient. And I think hopefully over the next couple of weeks he will start really full training, and then it's about assessing whether we need to get him to a point where he's fully fit to start, or if we can start using him off the bench for 15-20 minutes here and there. And that will be us talking with the sports science and the medical department about, one, what helps the team now, because that's really important, but also not compromising him in the long term, so that to not be too greedy and use him now and then lose him for longer. So there'll be a balance with that. And I think we're all constant conversation. He's desperate to be involved, but he understands there's a process to follow as well. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks you'll start seeing him in the squad.
Very finally, for me, if I may, a good friend of yours, somebody who went to watch the Gateshead team play against Eastleigh locally in the area, they've now taken a job at your old club, MK Dons, which is great to see, I imagine, for you. Massive achievement for him as well, and another manager playing football an attractive way, the way that you would like to play it. Yeah,
I love Mike. He's one of my best friends in the world. I'm delighted for him and Ian and Chris, and they've done a brilliant job at Gateshead. And I think I spoke to Pete Winkelman after he appointed him, and I told him I just think it'd be a brilliant match. I think they'll be good for each other. I think he'll be great for that club. I think in terms of style and identity, is exactly what Pete needs. Pete wants from his club, and Liam, the sporting director there as well. So I will watch with a very keen eye, and I'll be interested and excited for them. It's a brilliant opportunity for him. I think he's had a few offers in the Football League to go in, and I don't think he felt any of them he would be given the time required to build what he needs, and to go in and play that way, even though the club probably 2 years ago, only as soon as that had a certain way of doing things, it's really changed. So he now needs to go back to that. So it will take some time, I'm sure. But I've got no doubt it'll be a huge success there, and I'm really excited for him and his coaching staff and the players that I know that are still there. I'm excited for them as well, because I know that they've been craving that again. So I think it's a great fit all round, and I love the people there. And the same as at Swansea, when you build a relationship, you spend a couple of years there. I spent a bit longer there because I was a player there as well. So I'm just really pleased for them. They get a really brilliant human being to work with, and someone who we spent many hours talking about football, and someone who I love watching his team play. As I said, when the Gates at Eastleigh, they were brilliant and beautiful to watch. And the more people that embark on that with a brave way of playing and conviction in it, then the better for me and for players. I think I really do. I just believe once you've experienced it as a player, it's I hope it's something they really, really enjoy. Because it's what they dream about when their kids is playing football and having the football and really showing what they can do and express themselves and playing free. And all the kids that start at 5 and 6 years old in the academy all have the capability to be genius and brilliant and incredible players. And then slowly, over the years, it just slowly gets taken out of you a little bit, and you just learn to survive. And then hopefully Mike will come in there and really just realise it's not just about surviving; it's about enjoying what you do, being the best version of yourself you can be, expressing yourself in an environment where you're allowed to make mistakes and learn from them, and not get criticised and blamed and fear for your place in the team or your contract because of that. And yes, I've digressed a little bit, but it'll be a brilliant appointment, and I'm pleased for him. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of conversation over the next few weeks and few months. And I think I'm as excited for him as he was as excited for me when we were coming here. So yeah, I hope it goes well.